SoftBrick is customer intelligence with conversational AI. He's got 60 customers today, of which three pay over $100,000 per year. He just launched 18 months ago, doing $30,000 a month in revenue. His last round was a $900,000 pre-seed round last year at a $9 million pre-money valuation. So sold 20%, 20% of the business. Today he's got 11 folks on the team, looking to scale, 6 engineers, 5 sales reps. They all carry a quota of $150,000 per year, targeting a $3.5 million round today to fuel some of his burn. He's burning $45,000 per month as he tries to force this idea into existence and get new customers. Hey folks, my guest today is Rom Chowdhury. He has over 2 decades of experience with Google, AWS, launching products used by over 20 million people worldwide. Today, he's co-founded SoftBrick, a conversational AI company, and also advises European institutions on the upcoming EU Artificial Intelligence Act. Rom, you ready to take us to the top?
Thank you so much for having me, Nathan.
You bet. So you're building SoftBrick today, customer intelligence with conversational AI. Are you doing this for anybody, or are you focused on a specific kind of customer, a specific niche?
Well, every company in the planet needs customer, right? And we help companies to basically connect better with their customers through voice message and interactive UX without any app, just on the phone browser. So I'm sure you have used WhatsApp voice message or similar messaging systems. Instead of WhatsApp, imagine that you are a company and within a few seconds, you can create a form, pretty much like a Google form on your phone, distribute to your customers. They click and they can just talk through their phone browser. That's it. No app required. And we do it in 40 languages. So we basically help any company in the planet connect better to their customers.
Understood. And what do you charge on average per month or per year to use this technology?
We have an annual plan. Typically, we do a proof of concept. Our target customers tend to be in telecom, healthcare, insurance, primarily enterprises. So we have a proof of concept that ranges around 90 days, and then we have an annual plan, and then we have tiers. The full details are available on our website.
Well, Ron, my audience can't see your website right now. They're listening to this while they're driving. What does the average customer pay you per month or per year today?
Yeah. So typically, we have small customers who are around the $5,000 mark. We have medium range customers around 25,000, and then we have 100,000 for enterprises call centers.
Okay. So what would you say the average customer pays you per month? Is it 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month?
No, it's an annual. It's an annual deal. However, some companies sometimes have projects, especially in healthcare, that ranges from 3 to 6 months. In that case, we just prorate it monthly and give it to them accordingly.
Yeah, Rom, sorry, I'm just trying to simplify this. What does the average customer pay you per year for your SaaS products?
5,000.
Okay, 5,000 per year. Great. What do they get for that? What are you pricing against? Is it number of seats, number of conversations?
So we have the number of seats by tier, and then with that number of seats for the 5,000, they will get around 5,000 messages. But for 25,000, they get around 100,000 messages. They get the advantage of scale.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. And you mentioned you have some customers, say, paying more than $100,000 per year?
Yes.
Okay. How many today pay more than $100,000 per year, and how many messages are they sending on average?
Great question. So we have 3 such customers who are in the enterprise bracket already, and we have been around 18 months in the market now. And these 3 customers, they are individually doing more than 1 million messages for the 100,000 euro they're paying. Yeah.
Per year?
Yeah.
And you mentioned you just launched 18 months ago.
Yes.
I mean, that's remarkable. You already have $100,000 customers 18 months after launch. How did you get these customers?
Well, we did a lot of good product market study. So I have worked for technology industry for a long time, right? I know how the typically SaaS companies operate. They raise a lot of funds. They try to go bottom up. Instead of that, we went top down and we started finding product market fit and the value that we bring to our customers. So we have proven that we are helping them literally to save millions of dollars in terms of cost or do better engagement and drive millions of dollars in terms of value. Against that, $100,000 is a fairly simple number for them to pay. It's all about value, not about the cost.
Okay, how many customers are you serving today?
We have around 60 paying customers and 300 customers have used our product. Out of that, 60 are paying customers.
Okay, 60 are paying?
Yes.
Okay, and if I say 60 customers times $5,000 per year, that's $300,000 of ARR. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We are in that range. I think right now we are slightly more than that, but yes, we are pretty much there.
Oh, what's going on there, YouTube? Good to see you guys. Now imagine this. You love watching these interviews with SaaS founders, but imagine if we took all of the valuation data out from over 2,807 interviews I've done manually. Saves you a lot of time. Well, we've done this. We've built it into the beautiful interface inside of FounderPath. Check this out. I'll show you how you can access this in a second, but you log in, you connect your Stripe account, you see your valuation real time, you can see what it changed over the past 88 days, and even set goals for valuation this year. Now, the secret to valuation is there's many different ways to value a SaaS business. So the reason you're going to see 3 or 4 different valuations inside of your FounderPath dashboard, this is all free by the way, is because depending on who's doing the buying of your SaaS company, you're going to get a different valuation. A VC is going to pay a different valuation. Private equity firm is different. If you're going to do a minority sale, that's different. And if you sell the whole business, that's a different valuation. You can see all those when I hover over here. Right, so the teal is what a VC would pay, yellow is what private equity, and red is if you sold the whole thing outright. Now, what's cool about this is not built off random data. Again, you guys hear these interviews on YouTube. All these data are built from real-time valuation data points founders share with us on the show. So traction, 1.2 million, seed round, 3.7 raise, they sold 22% of their business. Go in here and filter by the event. Maybe you only want to see companies that have sold the whole business. Well, here are a bunch that have been acquired, the valuation and the multiple. Maybe you're going out right now and you're raising your seed round. Well, go in here and look at all this recent seed deals that went down, what they raised, what valuation they raised at, and what percent that they sold. There's never been a larger data set of SaaS valuations than what you can get now inside of FounderPath, and we're thrilled to bring it to you. All right, we're going to go back to the YouTube video here in a second, but if you want to check this tool out, if you want to jump in and sign up, you can check it out for free to get your valuation at this link, founderpath.com/products/valuations. Or if you go to founderpath.com and hover over products, click on get your valuation here and go ahead and sign up to give it a whirl. Again, all that valuation data live right inside the platform. I hope to see you there. All right, let's jump back into the interview.
Like more like $400,000 per year?
No, I think we are somewhere around 350K right now.
350K. Okay. You mentioned though that 3 customers pay 100,000 per year. So of those 60 customers, it sounds like 3 customers make up 80, 90% of your revenue. Is that right?
Well, not all the 3 started on the first year, right? It took some time with larger customers. There is a time gap also. The recognized revenue takes time. By the time next year it will be recognized, I think they are around 60% of our revenue, the top 3, and the rest of them make around 40%. Yes.
Okay, I'm having trouble. So you either have customers today paying you $100,000 per year, or you don't have customers today paying you $100,000 per year. Which is it?
Yes, they are paying 100,000. But Nathan, the thing is that these companies invoice, right? And the invoice doesn't hit your bank account on day one. So it's not a monthly, they're not paying by credit card. You have to understand that. So it will come in 2024, then we are going to recognize that. That's why I'm saying they're around 60%, not 80%.
Yeah, but if they're paying $100,000 per year and you're billing an annual plan, that's $8,300 per month, right? They're paying some portion up front, I imagine, correct? Not the whole thing, but some portion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's right.
I don't necessarily care when the cash is hitting, but if you're doing about $350,000 per year right now, that means you're doing $30,000 per month. And you have, of the $30,000, there's 3 customers paying $8,000 per month. Those $8,000 add up to about 80% of your total monthly revenue today. Is that accurate?
No, it is slightly off the record, off the mark, simply because they paid a portion of it. So it's around 60%, not around 80%. So the setup fee is around, out of that 100K, we take a percentage of that as setup fee, around 50% of it. So net, the portion that these 3 customers are bringing is around 60% of the total revenue. That's how the math add up.
Okay. I'm not following that, but it's not valuable. I think my audience, we're going to move on.
Typically enterprise deals tend to be a bit complicated. It's not like a simple SaaS model, right? Yeah.
Sure. I mean, no, I don't know what's complicated about it. They're paying you $100,000 per year. It's $8,300 per month. They get 5,000 or 25,000 messages or 1 million messages per year. You're billing it. There's a setup fee up front. It's usually pretty straightforward. But we can skip over that for now. It's no big deal. How do you, is your focus moving forward? You've got 57 customers that are not paying $100,000 per year. Can you upgrade them to that, or are they already at full capacity? So to grow, you need brand new customers.
Excellent question. Most of them will not be upgradable as they are already in the full capacity. Some of them, around I would say around 30% of them, have the potential to go to the full capacity, and that's where our engagement comes in. We focus on customer success, trying to help them to do more adoption.
I see. And Rom, how many folks are full-time on your team today?
Right now, we have around 11 people full time on our team.
Okay,
And
11. And how many are engineers?
out of them, 6 are engineers, 5 are in sales.
6 engineers. And the 5 sales folks, do they carry quota?
Yes, they have a KPI.
How did you set up a quota? Founders always ask me, Nathan, I'm making my first sales hire. How do I set up a quota?
That's a great question. We worked with these guys, and they are all industry experts, very senior advisors. And we discussed and we mutually agreed to a quota. They have a very high amount of incentive. So if they hit the quota, then they get incentive both in terms of cash and in terms of equity.
What is the quota?
Typically, the advisors say each of them have to bring at least 100K customer per year, and they bring around 10 paid smaller tier customers per year.
So what is the ARR quota that you expect these sales reps to hit each year?
Ideally, around 150K. Some of them have hit the 150K and gone above it. Some of them are below it, but yeah, ideally the median range is around 150K.
How do you make the math work on that? I mean, most sales rep that carry a quota will make 30 or 40,000 base plus commission. So if you're paying your sales reps that carry a quota $60,000 all in per year, but they're only bringing $150,000 of revenue, there's not enough margin to go around.
That's a good question for the first year. That's why we have raised some funds. First year, when you are operating, you tend to be a bit more aggressive. We have been a bit aggressive, so we have made margin. It's not a very good margin in the first years, but upcoming model, when we are raising further rounds and hiring more people, then the quota will be higher. That's the exact math right now, which we are going through. We have not finalized.
Why do you want to hire more people? You've got to make your current math work on your current employees. Are you planning to increase the quota for the current sales team?
That is also a discussion we are having right now. We haven't finalized that yet.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you mentioned fundraisers. How much have you raised to date?
We have raised close to $1 million. We have raised around 900K. And now we are going for a 3.5 million round.
When did you raise the 900,000?
We raised it in October 2022.
Okay, so that was your seed, call it your pre-seed round. Most folks are selling, 20% of their company in a pre-seed round. Were you in that same area?
Pretty much. Right now, the founders have around 80% of the company.
Okay, so sorry, 900,000 raised on like a 9 million post money, something like that. And you still own, are you the only founder?
No, I have another co-founder.
Okay, so 2 co-founders each own 80. Well, they own 80% together right now. Now, did you guys split the company evenly at the start, or did you get more because it was your idea?
No, we did it evenly. He was actually my ex-colleague. We ensured that both of us have the exact same incentives.
Okay, so investors today own 20%. No ESOP pool?
There is an ESOP pool. Only one engineer till now has got ESOP, no one else.
Okay, and you're raising today, you said you're targeting how much?
3.5 million.
And what valuation are you hoping to hit?
We are discussing around 20 million valuation, in that range. The challenge, as you know, valuations have really gone down in the last few months. So that's been a bit of a sensitive discussion as of now.
Mm-hmm. The trickier part is you're doing $350,000 a year in revenue. A 20 million valuation represents a 57x multiple, which is a very high multiple. So how do you get there?
We are not there yet, to be candid. Till now, because the idea has a very high global scalability potential team, the other non-tangible part, we have got first pre-seed valuation was very good, but right now, getting the seed valuation, to be honest, is not that easy. We are still getting in the high range at almost a 40x multiple. So we will potentially end up negotiating there. I'm not very willing to discuss anything more about this right now because it's a sensitive discussion. So yeah, it's a bit tricky if it comes out on the public domain, as you understand.
Well, what do you need the money for? Why is this so expensive to build?
That's a fantastic question. We will have usage of funds in primarily 2 components. First is that we have worked in healthcare and we see some fantastic opportunity. That is also where we are getting a good acceptance from the investor community. They do genuinely see the potential, but to build those specific feature sets, we would need to hire a few more top quality engineers, especially AI scientists, and that will not be too inexpensive. Plus, we also want to keep some buffer learning from the last round. That's the reason we need the usage of funds.
Rom, how much capital are you burning today per month?
Per month, our burn rate is around 45K.
Does that make you nervous?
You bet it does.
Why?
The runway isn't too great, and while we are bringing in revenue, it's always a bit of you can call it almost irrational anxiety, but there is always a bit of anxiety. So that's why also we are raising a bit more this time. We have kept some buffer to not have that anxiety in the future round. But from all the discussion with other entrepreneurs, I realize anxiety is a part of the entrepreneurship game. So yeah.
Makes sense. All right. Well, this is a great story. We're certainly rooting for you. In the meantime, though, let's wrap up here with the famous five. Number one, what's your favorite book?
From Zero to One, Peter Thiel, one of the books I enjoy.
Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
Satya Nadella.
Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building SoftBrick?
I code and understand Python a lot. It's not really a tool, and I use for designing Canva.
Yep. Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get each night?
I actually sleep decently well, 7 to 8 hours. I try to put in 7, 8 hours.
That's great. And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
Single.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 41-year-old.
Last question. Something you wish you knew when you were 20 years old?
I would have taken the risk of doing entrepreneurship even earlier, simply because when you're young, you are less burdened with other stuff in life. So it's just easier that way to fly faster.
Mm-hmm. SoftBrick is customer intelligence with conversational AI. He's got 60 customers today, of which 3 pay over $100,000 per year. He just launched 18 months ago, doing $30,000 a month in revenue. His last round was a $900,000 pre-seed round last year at a $9 million pre-money valuation. So sold 20%, 15-20% of the business. Today he's got 11 folks on the team, looking to scale 6 engineers, 5 sales reps. They all carry a quote of $150,000 per year, targeting a $3.5 million round today to fuel some of his burn. He's burning $45,000 per month as he tries to force this idea into existence and get new customers. Rom, thank you for taking us to the top.
Thank you so much, Nathan, for having me. Pleasure.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.